Hello friends. Today I thought we might take a look at a few more vinyl records from my record collection. I brought 4 records this time for us to talk about. And like in previous episodes, we can take a look at the album art, the vinyl itself, and maybe any extras that might be included in the packaging, as well as maybe a little bit about each album and artist. And also, as in the previous episodes, I will go in release date order, so starting from the oldest to the newest. So up first I have Azimuth and their self-titled album from 1977. So here's a look at the album art. It's still in its original shrink wrap, so there's a little bit of reflection. I apologize about that, but it's kind of a cool lighthouse type buoy, and looks like in the middle of the ocean. And here are the members of the group: John Taylor, Norma Winstone, and Gary Wheeler. So Taylor and Winstone were husband and wife. And I guess I would classify this as kind of an avant-garde jazz. I'm not sure exactly what the official categorization is, but that's how I would categorize it. Norma Winstone is a famous vocalist. Her husband played piano, and then Wheeler is a trumpet player. So it's a kind of a chill vibe, but there's also some synthesizers, like Moog synthesizers, and kind of arpeggiated synth patterns on the album too, so it's not strictly what you would think of as jazz music. But if you want an example of a song on Drake's album, I don't know if it's his newest album, but on the album For All the Dogs, he sampled the Tunnel, which is the first track on side 2, on the song IDGAF featuring Yeet on that album. There's pretty much a whole section of the Tunnel as an intro to that song on Drake's album. So if you've heard that album or that song, then you've heard one of the songs from this album. That's the cover, and it's on the ECM label. Just kind of a cool, I guess, classical style label from the 70s. I know my Steve Reich albums are on the same label, so I guess they were maybe popular with experimental type music. I'm not sure of the history. Just regular black vinyl with kind of an aqua label there. Yeah, that's Azimuth, self-titled, from 1977. Much more recent, we jump to the year 2000. And this is Tengo. And then nothing turned itself inside out. This is a double LP, so there are 2 records in it, but here's a look at the album art. I always really liked this album art. It's kind of alien abduction vibes in the suburb. Let's look at the back. And this one is a gatefold, so it has some inner artwork there. Continuing on with the alien abduction theme and the crop circles. Really cool. Let's see if there's anything inside here other than the inner sleeves. That's it, yeah. So no extra goodies, at least not with this copy. Tengo is a trio from New Jersey. They started in the mid-'80s, and I think they're still making music together. Very chill group, or at least the albums that I've heard of theirs are super chill. Actually, I would say if ASMR were a band, it might be Tengo. They have a very mellow vibe, relaxing, great music to put on just to kind of hang out, lounge around, have on in the background. And similar artist, according to Apple Music, is Wilco, Bell and Sebastian, Stereo Lab. So if you're a fan of any of those bands and you haven't heard Tengo, then you might want to give them a try. I really like this album of theirs, and I have another that's I think it's called Beach Party Tonight. Or that may be one of the songs, but yeah, I think that actually is a song. I can't remember the name of the album, maybe Summer Sun or something like that. But I also like that one a lot too. I think this is the older of those 2 albums, but I could be wrong. But again, this was from 2000 on Matador Records. Double LP, that's Yola Tengo, and Then Nothing Turned Itself Inside Out. Very chill record. And band. There's kind of a theme, I think, with all of these, and that's their very kind of chill and relaxed music. And that's certainly true of this next one, which is Jose Gonzalez, Veneer, from 2003. Look at the album art of this one. Again, the shrink wrap is still on it, so it's a bit shiny, but maybe you can get the idea. Here's the back, along with the track listing. And I don't think this came with any. Let's see. It's got a kind of a custom sleeve here. Not really sure of the story with this. I assume this is by the same artist as the cover. Here's the other side of the sleeve with the credits and lyrics as well. Very, very faintly printed though. I don't know if they'll show up on camera very well. This is on the Mute Records label. This is a repress, I think, from 2012. Jose Gonzalez is a Swedish-born. He was born in Sweden to Argentine parents, so his music has a lot of sort of influence from Argentinian music, I think. So the rhythms and the guitar style and tunings. This album is a sort of singer-songwriter, basically just acoustic guitar and vocals. And I think the guitar he uses is nylon stringed, so it's kind of very mellow and almost classical guitar sounding. But very velvety vocals and cool production techniques. And I would say if you were a fan of Nick Drake, Iron and Wine, maybe Bon Iver's earlier, more acoustic music. If you haven't heard Jose Gonzalez, definitely check out Veneer. I think this is his best album. Again, that's from 2003. And then the last one that I pulled for today is probably the most well-known of all of these, Phoebe Bridgers' first album, A Stranger in the Alps, from 2017. Here's a look at the album art. Here's the reverse side. I think that's a really cool concept of having some of your childhood photos painted on top of for the album art. It really fits the vibe of the album, and I think just her general persona maybe. Let's see if this one has any extras inside. Here's the inner sleeve, and there is a printed one sheet here that has a black and white photo of Phoebe. Cool picture. And on the reverse we have the credits as well as lyrics for the songs. I always like it when records include little kind of bonus items like this. Even if they're just simple one sheet of paper, it's still a nice touch, I think. Sort of a tangible connection between the artist and the fan, which I think is why I like physical copies of the records in general. And as far as the vinyl itself, it's, let's see, this is on the Dead Oceans record label. She has since started her own label, which I assume any upcoming albums might be on, but I could be wrong. This feels like maybe a 180 gram vinyl. It's very thick, solid feeling record. And I think my favorite song is the first song, Smoke Signals. They are definitely all well written and well performed if you are a fan of this style of music. And I am pretty sure most of you have heard of Phoebe Bridgers, but if not, similar artists would be Lucy Dacus, Julian Baker, and maybe Clairo. The first two of those, Phoebe is actually in a separate band with called Boy Genius, which is a, quote, super band. And they won Alternative Album of the Year last year, so that's a great record. It's just called The Record. So if you like Phoebe Bridgers and you somehow haven't heard of Boy Genius, definitely check them out. That's Stranger in the Alps from 2017. And those were all the records I brought today to talk about. So, as always, please let me know if you enjoy this type of video. It might not be quite as ASMR triggery as some of the other ones that I've done, but I always think it's kind of cool to watch people go through their collections of things, and I love music, so I have a lot of records to share. But yeah, let me know if you've heard these artists or albums, if you like them, if you don't like them. What are some of your favorite albums and artists? Do you like vinyl records? Let me know. Anything and everything. I'm always open to comments. But as always, thanks for watching. I hope this video finds you well and maybe a little less anxious. Until next time, goodbye.